Good morning. I thought I'd drop in here for a few minutes, which anybody that knows me knows a few minutes is a challenge. Don't mind calling my own self out on that. It is what it is. Up this morning, it's getting some much needed rain. We do need it. I'd always rather be outdoors, and I'm up working on some material, writing, going over the things I work on all week long. So I'm inside today, and I wanted to take time to do a little video because of things I was thinking about. First of all, good morning as well. And one of the things y'all hear me talk about, anybody that knows me, is my videos and stuff I'm doing and material I work on. And you heard me talk about a YouTube channel, and it's off to a rough start. It's not because I haven't had the time. I haven't spent enough time on it. We always say we don't have the time, and sometimes time is a factor, but most of the time it's just because we don't create the time or cut out something else. So anyone that knows this knows I do have that, and I need to get back and work on it. But any video is on YouTube, is also on Facebook. It'll be the same ones. And excuse me, Drake. This is how I start. This is how you get your day started, right? This concoction. Anyway, again, I wanted to talk about how we support our loved ones, our circle, our clique, family, whatever we consider that, whatever that consists of. In everybody's life, it's different. And I was thinking about this, and this is something that, like I said, I'm very hyper aware, very observant. And I want to talk about when I do my videos, or send a message out for my experience, the knowledge I've gained over the years on this subject, the knowledge that I study regularly. Experience, like I said, opinion, analysis. It's a mixture of things. And one thing I notice is I often get a lot of videos, whether it be on Facebook or somebody texts me, videos, text, calls of, I really needed to hear that. That was really helpful. Love the way you keep it real. Don't stop. It really helped me. It pissed me off. It offended me. A number of different things. Which a lot of times, just because, let me backtrack on that, just because you're offended or it pissed you off doesn't mean that it was an attack on you. Again, you're never going to hear me target anybody. You're never going to hear me attack anybody, because that's not what I do. It's just people feel like the criteria fits them when we're talking about these things sometimes. And it's not for people like myself to care if we're liked. We care if we're respected. I could care less about being liked. And people will send me even videos, man, that they won't even share, but they want me to share them, and because they know I'll do it. So one of the things I ask is, well, let me say this. As a friends and family, as loved ones, we're supposed to support people when they're doing something. Often what I get with a lot of things is, man, you're going to be great. Go do it. We got your back. Hell yeah, I'll do this. I'll do that. Until you do it, and then they don't. They're anything but that. And I'm going to try to answer a couple of questions and respond to what I think the next thing would be that some people I know is going to say, which is, one of the things that I always say is, just because it's your family, just because it's your loved ones, whatever it is, just because they're doing something or you love them or they're your friends, doesn't mean that you have to support them if you don't agree with it. It doesn't mean you have to watch somebody like my videos and agree. Someone like myself does not care or get offended if we do not agree. We do not care if you do not like it. It's perfectly understandable, and that's what makes this world go around. The problem I have is when you reach out to me, you text me, call me, send me messages, and you want me to share stuff you won't share. You show me support privately, but you won't do it publicly. And the reason being for that most of the time is because most of these people that do this is they've already taken one side or another in this life, whatever they represent or whatever they stand for, so far one direction that they can't back up. They're either worried, am I going to piss my old lady off? Am I going to piss my husband off? What is my other family going to think? What is my club going to think? And a number of different clubs. It could be your biker club. It could be your what do you call it? A PTO club. It could be Starbucks club. It could be the damn Turtle Club. It might be the city council club, big truck club, redneck club, white trash club. I mean, racial club, religious club. It goes on and on. You know, and the thing is the only, if you feel like it helps you and you feel like it's tools to help you and you like it, then you should support it. If you do not, then I have no problem with that at all. We can agree to disagree, and we all see things a different way. The issue I have is when you do send me messages, or you do text me, and you do call me, or you send me a video of things, because I know what I stand for and I represent that. I don't, so many people they take a side depending on who they're around. One time you're with these people and you agree with them, and then when you're with somebody else, you agree with them. Y'all know y'all do it. Not everybody does it, but a percentage of people do. So you've already taken a stance on something else, so you can't really show people like me public support. Or it's how you talk about us privately. That's why you can't either defend us or promote us publicly. You know it. So the question is, you need to really search yourself about what you represent and stand for. Sometimes I think people have no idea. I think they go along with whatever clique or crowd that they're around. And that's not what I do. I don't know that I've ever done that, and I know definitely I don't do it going forward. So just my morning thoughts while I was riding, getting some stuff done. I try to spend as much time on this as I do working, because I do love stuff like this, and this is my passion. But I don't have a problem with disagreement. I don't have a problem with people who do not support what we're trying to do, and that's fine. But I do have a problem is when you do what I just talked about. You say you support us. You say we got your back. We say all these things until it comes time to do it, and you don't do it. You know, that integrity and character and what you represent to people in your daily life and what you actually live. A lot of people I know, it's two entirely different things. I think that for the most part, and I'm working on even getting better about it, is we're all hypocrites in a little bit. Everybody's got a little bit of hypocrisy in them. Now, there's different levels of it. Some people are walking contradictions to everything that they say they are. I try to live through action what I represent every day. I think most people know I am exactly that. When you make a big change like that in your life, or you are what people think you are, and you do keep your word and you do what you say you're going to do, it's threatening to people who don't. People, for the most part, what I see in society these days is most people don't want to keep their word, and they're okay with other people not keeping their word. That way they don't have to do it. I say this a lot, which is if somebody, depending on where somebody's character, integrity, and how they are, what kind of person they are, how their word is. We all know different people. You can see one person and you know as soon as something comes out of their mouth, they're not going to do anything they say they're going to do. And honestly, what we do, sometimes we look at them and think, well, they don't, I know that person ain't going to do shit they say they're going to do, so I don't have to do it anyway. I'll have to keep my word because they're not. But with people like us, they tend to backpedal a little bit because, you know, I feel like for most of my loved ones and the people I care about, I do my best to keep my word. And if I don't say I can't do it. We've really lost what our, I mean, people don't, it seems like people don't even care if they have integrity, character, and they're people of their word anymore. Things come up, things happen. But you know what? you got to be real careful about what side you take. I think everything's not black and white. I'm willing, even if I don't agree with something, or it's not my position, or what I'm promoting or endorsing. Just like if somebody sends me something, I'm going to listen to it first. I'm going to evaluate it. And if I think that I'm okay with sharing it, then I'm going to do that. But it's real hypocritical when you say you got somebody's back and you're going to support them, then when it comes time, you don't. And if you don't agree and you don't like it, then by all means, don't do it. But y'all know who you are. And the reason being is because you're worried about what other people think. Or you're worried about all the shit you talk when we're not there. At least we do it up front to whoever we're around. And the thing is the truth sound. Here's the thing: is if you're around a whole nother group of friends or family members that hate or have a problem with people like us. Sometimes people like us, there's a difference between confidence and cockiness. There's a big difference between that. And that's another thing people have confused. And the thing about it is a lot of people don't want resistance, or they don't want to piss anybody off. So if you're around people that hate on people like us, people are often intimidated and threatened by people who know are very self-aware like myself. It has nothing to do with being it has our confidence and our character has nothing to do with material things, money, anything. It has something to do with we know what we are. We represent that. We stand for that. We don't backpedal. We don't care if the odds are 20-1. We just don't do that. And I think so many people have no idea what they stand for and what they represent. They do it depending on which crowd they're around. And most people know that this is today's society. And so a lot of people get truth and hate confused. They also get confused with what's the real truth and what we call my truth. Not my truth, our truth as individuals. Here's the truth, and here's our version of the truth. And we leave out, submit, and analyze what we want to be right. And the truth sounds a lot like hate to people who hate the truth. That's generic. Y'all know that it's like that. We've all done it in some point in life, but some people's whole life consists of this. So, again, what people do a lot of times, they want to know what religion you are, who you voted for, what you stand for. And I've noticed this. It doesn't matter if somebody like myself will have a whole short story, or we could hit 30 good points that somebody needed to hear. Somebody that is hell-bent on not understanding and does not want to understand it, does not want to listen. This is why they'll ask you things like this first. Who'd you vote for? What political party do you endorse? What religion are you? I don't know. Hell, sometimes they might even ask your social class or where you live or where you came from. Most of the time, they don't say those things. They're going to ask the top 3 things first. They want to know those 3 things. I've had people even stop me before I even finish and go, who'd you vote for? And I'll go, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. What you think of me doesn't matter. What I think of you doesn't matter. But what we want to do for people who are real narrow-minded and do not want to gain any more knowledge, they don't want to understand anything different than what they've always understood and what they've always heard. They want to hear those things right away so that, boom, they can cancel you out and hear nothing else you said. Because what they want to do is once they hear that, they think that you're the enemy. I mean, shit. I mean, all you have to do sometimes is, I mean, we're so sidetracked with nonsense. And everybody's got their hobbies and things they like. To me, it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't mean we're angry. It doesn't mean we're mad. But for people who know each other, small talk's a waste of time. You know, hell, I played sports growing up. I don't want to get together and talk about the Dallas Cowboys or any football team because I really don't care. But somebody else might. We'll keep people in our circle and our team for fucking what kind of car they drive. They can get around and talk about Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Ford, that for what neighborhood they grew up, what sports team they like. The list goes on. But not on their moral standards and how to change something in our life and correct it for ourselves to, I got out of that bad relationship. I had a girl tell me a while back, I went back to school after a conversation with you. I changed jobs. I got a better job. Hey, you pissed me off, but I realized it was correct later. But, we're willing to support a whole bunch of other things. I mean, we'll share something on Facebook or something else that has no meaning, no value, nothing to gain by it, because for sake of entertainment. I mean, it seems like because of social media a lot, we got so much knowledge at the push of a button in a hand, but yet we look up so much nonsense. It's what another thing is with we're so absorbed with wanting people not to be pissed off at us and people to like us. Y'all know it's true, man. What is this group going to think about that? If you're really 100% so much on what you're about and what you represent, and you think that your character integrity is what you say it is, then you wouldn't give a shit what people think and who you support. Because I know I don't. And that's, like I said, when I say people are intimidated or threatened, it doesn't mean because we're men of big stature, because we have any monetary wealth. It's because we're very comfortable in our skin and we know who we are and we know what we're about. Sometimes our presence, our mere presence and what we represent is a threat to people, because it's a threat to their way of life. It's a threat to what they've already manipulated people around them and totally in control of other people's lives. They don't want to hear people like us. So, I had to take a few minutes, ran longer than I wanted to, but I'm going to cut it off now and get back to enjoying this day with my family. And, man, like I say always, character integrity and keeping your word, that's to me, those characteristics far outweigh the material things. It seems like a lot of people have lost that. So while you're out reaching out to people like us and saying it helps you and you appreciate it or you're abrasive, yeah, we are, because the sugarcoating methods are ineffective. Because what it does is it waters down whatever's going on, and it makes it seem like it's not as urgent to fix things as we think it is. I use cuss words a lot. I probably always will. I don't care that it offends you. Don't listen. And you'll probably see this post here, and I've posted it before. I just told somebody this the other day. And I say that, a lot of things I use because they're effective a lot. They can cover more than one category, which is you get offended by cussing, but you don't get offended by backstabbing, lying, screwing people over, using people, abusing people mentally and physically, not keeping your word, and totally letting your loved ones down. That's not offensive and that's not disrespect, but cussing is. Cussing should be the least of our worries nowadays. We should be worried about a whole lot of other things. And the thing is, I don't mind saying this. I never say, most of the people, and this is sad, and people will probably say, check the people, your immediate. So I got some people I call brothers. I do. I love them dearly. They're not a man of their word. They gave up a long time ago, and I would probably say most of the people I know have no intent of doing anything they say they're going to do. They're not. There's people that talk about stuff. There's people that actually try. There's people talk about ideas. There's people that say what they're going to do, and there's people that do. Action is the only truth. I'll say that like I do a lot of times. And if you're a man of action. If you're people of action. And don't kid yourself in your mind and think that you fit another category. You do not. So I just had to take the time to talk about, if you like what we have to say and you think it helps, do you think other people need to hear it? Do you think you need to hear it? Please feel free to share it. You do not, if you do not agree. It's no problem. I have a lot of people I care about and we don't agree on a lot of things, and that's okay. But I tell you this, if you're going to send me messages, if you're going to text me, if you're going to call me, if you're going to get me to share stuff you will not share, take the time to share our videos or don't do that shit again. Just save it and send that shit to your fake friends and the people that screw you over and backstab you, because I'm not interested. I'm going to go enjoy this rainy day with my family. Y'all keeping it real. Talk to y'all later.